Better than Lego. Better than Lego.
Matthew Johns is in position for a long-range shot. He's with it now, Matthew Johns. Here goes the kick from Johns.
Welcome to the Johns Family Podcast, people. It has been an enormous week. We've had trial games, musical theatre, star comebacks, great players leaving the Knights, unfortunately. The continuation of the sickening, sanctimonious arseholes trying to cancel everything. Family, how are you? Are you well?
I'm great. I've had a huge week. Matthew?
I'm very well, Matthew. How have you been after your glorious podcast last week?
I want to apologise to the family.
And our listeners.
And our listeners. It's one of those things.
And to Gav and Dangerous.
Gav, Dangerous Dave, Jack Johns. Of course, Jack Johns.
Especially Jack.
He just jumped out. Sometimes when you've had 20 schooners, you think you're being quite funny. And
Yeah. Well, I've got a little something for our listeners because I had a few people say, can we listen to some of it? And unfortunately, there wasn't a lot. However, Gav managed to grab some little snippets for you that I think you should enjoy.
You started giving it to the Knights. That was over the line there, Cobber.
Oh, they were sober when I did that.
Okay, so let's just watch your reaction now, Matty.
Love gun.
Dun, 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 love gun.
Has Dad been drinking?
Yep.
I can tell.
Yeah. Love gun. Right. Hey, listen. Don't bag me for drinking.
No, there's nothing.
Because without me drinking, there would be no Cooper. Nobby Styles.
How many beers have you had?
16. When I get to
Love gun.
what becomes hot
What 70s band have you got?
broken hearted.
What 70s band do you have? Are you here?
Love gone.
You pull the trigger tonight.
Love gone.
It's actually a good song.
It is. Gonna sit next to you, girl. Ba-dum.
What? What's
Do you
that
know what?
edited?
I take all of that back. Someone get the man a beer.
Oh my god. Has that been edited? Has someone edited Love Gun over the... I don't remember us actually playing Love Gun.
No, that has been added.
My
That is
God.
brilliant.
It is
Gav
brilliant.
working his magic. And
Yes.
once again, guys, I apologise. But having said that, it was quite entertaining.
The second one came off quite well.
Now, family, let's get straight into this. Got a really big show today. If you were an emoji, which would you be, Trish?
On this one.
Trish,
thinking
it's an audio podcast
Well, no, you can
as
see
well.
it on YouTube too, the Monday after for all those people that ask. But, you know, the pensive posing face. Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
why?
because people leave me wondering constantly some of the dumb shit they say.
Yeah, okay.
Including yourself.
Yeah.
I
And
had
yes.
I had eggplant.
Oh, of course you did.
No, because I'm a massive fan of vegetables, and I believe that they're an essential part of health and epitomise that. Jack?
I went with the one eyebrow above the other emoji. You know that one, like that.
Oh, the puzzle.
You know, the one that sort of keeps you puzzled because, as Trish said, all you say some pretty stupid shit.
Yeah. Not you though.
No, Jack's never.
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 Nah.
Jack's never said a joke that hasn't gone
I
down.
was going to say he just says stuff that's never funny. I've gone for the crying emoji
Oh, boo-hoo.
because I'm just pouring an estrogen at the moment. Takes nothing for me to cry. I'll put the blind side on. I lasted 2 minutes.
Oh, do you know what? I
and
just
started
watched that
crying
too.
and had
What
to
is
turn
wrong
it
with
off.
you?
It is incredibly
You're-
sad.
Yeah,
You should get in
Actually.
touch with your sensitive side, brother.
I cry all the time.
Actually, yeah. Remember the firefighters movie?
Yeah.
I remember that. You were hysterical.
Ladder
Yeah.
49.
No, the other one where
Nah.
it was like the
It's got Miles Teller in it.
country.
Oh, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
No.
No.
No, mate. Thank you.
Backdraft?
Okay. Puzzled emoji. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Puzzled emoji.
Jack, you brought to our attention one of my favourite actors, Michael Keaton's going to return as Batman. And, of course, he was Batman way back in 1992.
Yeah. Yeah, he's coming back as Batman in a movie this year or next year. I'm not too sure. But as, in saying that, I thought we could name all of our favourite Michael Keaton characters and why.
Well, we'll do that. My question to you, Jack, is that when Michael Keaton played the 1992 Batman, it was it had a little bit of the old Batman. It was a little bit more tongue-in-cheek. Like Batman over the years has become more of a sort of dark, solemn character. Is that
Are you an Adam West fan, Cobber?
Well, I loved the old. I used to rush home from school and watch the Adam West. The Adam West one was it was really funny, tongue in cheek, campy.
He was quite smarmy. Old
See, I don't like
Adam West.
See, I don't know whether it's just been brought up differently, but I like my Batman as being quite dark and flawed.
Anti-hero.
Yeah. Well, not anti-hero, but quite like vigilante in the fact that the police force don't, he's frowned upon by like the police force and stuff. But he's, also doing his own sort of vendetta, V for Vendetta.
Yeah. That's interesting because the 80s and, well, very much the 70s, 80s and early 90s, superheroes there were no warts on them. Like they were ultra good guys.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. They're more believable. There's always grey area.
I like that. Something about the darkness is it's a bit more of a reality because if there was someone like Batman out there now, a rich sort of man who may live in Collaroy who dressed up as a bat late at night, you would not think that the police would, like tell them to encourage them to do that sort of thing.
Hey, don't get fluky up, okay?
Sweet brandy over there.
No vigilantes.
Scogs. Jack, are you a Michael Keaton fan?
Yeah, I actually am. I might as well say my favourite Michael Keaton character. I like him in Birdman.
Love Birdman.
As Regan Thompson. He plays like an ex. Essentially, he plays himself in a way. Like he plays like an ex superhero. He plays Birdman, and he's got and now he works in theatre. In the big city, and he sort of, it's like his character's a bit unique in the fact that he's sort of living through his old character, but also he's quite a character. Like he's quite a funny dude.
It's autobiographical for sure. Because Jack, he was a monster actor in the 80s.
What did he do? Like I haven't watched a lot of his stuff.
Beetlejuice.
I've never seen Birdman, eh?
No.
Birdman's a classic. We tried to watch it the other night.
We did, but
we couldn't get it.
We weren't subscribed to wherever it was from. I can't remember.
It's a fantastic. Look, won numerous Academy Awards. Cost 16 million, made 103 million. It's interesting. The only thing it didn't win was, I believe it won. The thing that won Best Picture that year was Whiplash. From memory, I think it was.
Miles Teller.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, Miles Teller.
Again,
I listened to a bit. Read something about that the other day. Did you know the director who made Whiplash? Originally, Whiplash was a short story. It was a short film. It was like, and it won an award, and then he was sitting there and said, "I think I've blown it." I went, "No. Like, I'll turn it into a feature film." I think it's it's in my top 5 films.
we were impressed with it.
What about you guys?
Yeah, well, as I said, I don't even know, couldn't name one of his movies, so I'm not up on Michael Keaton. Okay. I've seen him in something, but nothing that.
Yeah, I had him in The Other Guys. Jack,
awesome.
Jack sort of pointed me to this attention. He plays the captain. Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell are the cops. Obviously, he plays the captain. And basically, he doesn't have many appearances through the film. Basically, his one sort of key role throughout the film is it's almost like they said, hey, just try to drop as many TLC quotes in there as possible and see if you can get away with it. He at one point, he's telling them he doesn't want to have any loose ends, and he finishes with, I don't want no scrubs.
Actually, I do recall
and Will Ferrell goes, you're just quoting TLC. And he goes, I've never heard of TLC. What's TLC? And he's like, oh, okay. Thinks that maybe it's just coincidence. And then later in the film, after they've sort of been laid off, they go back to his second job at Bed Bath & Beyond, where it's actually a very funny clip. He's addressing the people at Bed Bath & Beyond, how they've got new bath mats. And he actually gets it mixed up. He goes, all right, guys, we got the new bath mats in. And the final thing is, we've also got a serial rapist in, and he goes, "Oh, sorry, that's for my other job." But if you guys do live in Crown Heights, be aware, walking twos. And then they come in, and they say they're going to go after this, this villain in the film, and he says, you guys got to be quiet, got to creep. And then Will Ferrell goes, "No one says creep unless they're quoting TLC." It's so good. It's I think it's one of his funniest characters.
And I think at the very end, when he says when Wahlberg or he saves them and he goes, "Hey man, don't go chasing waterfalls." And he goes, "You really are quoting TLC again." He was great on a lot of his Saturday Night Live clips. Are really really good. He did one with Chris Farley. That's
he's not typically a comedy, is he?
He began.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah, no, he began that way, and he sort of moved
lot of
then
them
into
do.
more serious films, and then and that because it's. I'm just trying to think. Like Tom Hanks, people forget Tom Hanks started as a comedy, real outrageous
Big.
sort of university college
Yeah, was
comedies.
it Big or?
Yeah.
It was
no, the
Bachelor
Party. Yeah.
Bachelor Party was his first film.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
The Man with One Red Shoe, Big,
Yeah.
and then he just
Yeah.
made the move. What I was reading the other day said about Miles Teller. They said that Miles Teller, who's in his mid-30s now, has hit what they called the Tom Hanks crossroad. Okay, does he start to go backwards and continue the same roles, or does he all of a sudden change direction?
I think he's already in there. I think he's already past that crossroads.
Whiplash was pretty good. I wouldn't exactly say Whiplash is a comedy.
No. It was
No.
drama,
I'm just
definitely.
using it. A lot of the roles you see him in, there's a sameness.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, I disagree.
But would I look at him in like Top Gun and like War Dogs even?
Mm-hmm.
And
And that
would-
that sci-fi one I watched with you with Chris Hemsworth,
Hemsworth,
I
yeah.
really enjoyed that.
I look at them and I think that's kind of pushing him in that trajectory of people actually appreciating his acting.
Okay.
That is quite varied role.
Sorry, from a fellow actor over there, footy legends.
Hey guys, don't forget, mate. Final winner as well. Well, here's something Here's something for you. Did you know? Like, I believe Jack has Jim Jefferies. He's got a new movie sort of stand-up thing at the moment called High and Dry. Is that right? Have you seen that on Netflix? It's just come out.
I haven't seen it.
And it's sort
No,
of
I
about
haven't.
it's about Australia. I was supposed to be in that. Remember, I was supposed to.
Where?
He got in touch with me, Jim Jefferies, because of course my father Gary used to date Jim Jefferies' mum when they were younger. Anyway,
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Really? I thought it was your mum dated his dad.
no. It was my dad dated Jim
You're
Jefferies' mum.
you're on a podcast and you're just going to brush over that?
What? Yeah. Okay, I interviewed Jim Jefferies on Triple M, and someone mentioned once before, I didn't know a lot about Jim Jefferies, and this is probably about 10 years ago, and we welcomed him, and he stopped the interview and he said, is Matthew Johns? I said, yeah, Jim. He goes, mate, can I ask you a question? Was your father Gary Johns? And I said, yeah,
Still
who
is.
grew up in Cessnock. He said, yeah, your dad used to date my mum. So
Where
you
was his
ask
family from?
I don't know. That's the thing. I'm not sure. His mum must have come from the Hunter Valley.
Yeah, right.
Must have.
Have you asked Gaz?
I may have. I'm turning into Gaz because I just forget everything. But about 18 months ago, his manager got in touch with me and said, Jim wants to shoot something for this new special he's doing on Netflix. I said, okay. And he said he wants to show Americans how different Australia is, including sport. So we got in
that's
touch with the Chroma Kingfishers and Narrabeen Sharks. We were going to go down to an A-grade game where we were going to sit right on the sideline and just commentate on one of the games. Because you know how the A-grade game's just so close. It's actually so brutal.
Yeah, it's sickening.
And like people on the, drinking cans on the hill. But anyway, there was another, must have been 2 years ago, there was another COVID wave hit
Yeah.
and they had to cancel it.
Yeah.
So anyway, what could have been? I could have been, I could have been walking down Hollywood Boulevard and people going, hey, Matty.
Yeah.
Probably not. Now, boys, I don't give you blokes a lot of, when it comes to professional sort of praise. I sort of tend to take the piss, but congratulations. I thought both your trial performances
In both games.
in both games been very good. It's been a really good start to 2023. Cooper, question to you, because you are a massive tight ass. Manly picked up the $100,000 cash.
Yeah.
Okay, in the challenge. Have you inquired where that 100,000 is going?
Oh, I don't really sort of read into that sort of stuff too much. I think there were rumors going around the boys. I haven't really, been trying to put my 2 cents in on it, but they were saying like, they sort of picked like a Clive Churchill or something for the preseason trials, and the boys sort of said, Cooper, we want you to have it, the $100,000.
Oh,
And
that's
I just
generous.
sort of said, oh no, just donate it to like a charity or something. I don't really
Don't
need
know,
that sort of
mate.
money.
You're probably a little bit behind in board, so I could have maybe come in handy. Hey, Jacko, you blokes got the Warriors first up in a couple of weeks, but as we're recording this, yesterday news come through Dom Young, who's real shining light for the Knights, big personality player. The fans love him. Signed with the Roosters. What did he address?
2024.
Yeah, 2024. Did he address the team?
Yeah, he. This podcast comes out Friday, but earlier in the week, was obviously the speculation that come through all over social media and in the papers. Not too sure how that was leaked, but he, as soon as it sort of come out and about, he then addressed the group before our season launch and let us all know. Credit to Dom, he's done really well since coming over here, moving on his own to Australia, and he's doing what's best for him. And yeah, good on him.
Yeah, Jack, like, it pains me him leaving because I thought, like, he's just a big personality, like, and he's played so well. But the bottom line is, he came all the way over here. He took a big risk. He's left his family. It must have been some really tough times for him, and he had it. He came out trying to think of the right word, but underdone a little bit. And that first year was particularly difficult, and he's just toiled away. I can't begrudge the kid.
No. I think when you say he's under, I think he was young too. Like, he was young that first year. Like,
How old is he now?
Like 21?
21, 22 this year?
Yeah, 21, 22. Like, he's still got, like, and to see how well he played last year and in the World Cup.
Incredible.
Oh, yeah. He's got so much more improvement in him too. I think it's a massive buy for the Roosters. And I think if there's ever a club that's going to get, that he can, probably turn into an even better player, it's probably at that club.
That's the thing. And this is my only concern with all of this, look, is that there are a number of really prestige clubs in the league. And what we are seeing is the gap is getting bigger. And like, we all take the piss out of the Roosters and, all the, sombrero stuff. But the bottom line is, people at the big clubs, they go there for less. There's other things at play. And this is the hardest thing, is that the clubs, those big clubs, when they want to play with those teams, they get less. So the more struggling clubs who are trying to catch up are paying more. And the gap just continues to widen.
Well, I think, we've all been in teams where you haven't probably performed that well for a little bit. I don't think the fans understand probably the mental toll that it takes on people when you're in a team that's getting bagged out week in, week out for not performing very well. I mean, I don't blame him for if he's taken less money to go to a club where you're not going to be getting scrutinised every single week for having a loss. I mean, at the end of the day, it more becomes about being happy and not being, not being so down on confidence when every time you're on that field. I think it's probably, if that's in his best interest.
And that's well said, actually.
It's well said. I mean, I didn't understand any of it because I've never been in one of those sides.
Mate, let me tell you, when I first met you, Matt,
He's a loser, wasn't he?
Newcastle lost more often than they won.
Yeah, but when
they won, it was a big deal.
Trish, when you first met me, I was
Yes.
playing reserve grade, right, in a young reserve grade side that was getting in the final four. When I got to first grade, let me tell you, there were no celebrations when we won because it was expected. I know. That's the Matty Johns you fell in love with and continue to love, because that's just spilled into TV. Big ratings, big revenue, big awards nights. What else has happened this week, boys?
No, not really too much else, in my sort of week. What about you guys?
But you know what? My dad, your grandfather, would have been 100 last Sunday.
Yeah.
Incredible.
My niece pointed it out. Yeah. When she first said it, I went, no way. And then I went, oh my God, he actually would have been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100. That's
100, yeah.
wow.
And I said to Trish, I'll stop on the way back and pick up a cake for Tony. And Trish said, no, I'm on a diet. I said, hang on. Your dad turned 100. So anyway, we picked up an apple pie and lit a candle
Trish
for
had
him.
all of it.
Oh,
Too.
yeah, I ate too much
She
of it.
actually devoured it before we
What
could blow out
about
the
what about
candle.
Valentine's Day last week? What did you two get up to?
And Matt was up in Newcastle filming an ad for Steel City.
Yeah.
We got up to
How
nothing.
romantic!
It's very romantic.
We don't do Valentine's Day.
Yeah. What about you boys? Okay, who in the teams you play, who is the secret romantic?
What, with their partner or romantic with?
Just
Yeah, their partner.
usually.
Because the other day, Fletch, I'm not going to say who it is, but a very well-known rugby league player who's now Fox Sports commentator,
Okay, we're
a
going to
bloke sent us a love letter that he wrote
I saw it.
wrote to his sister when he was 14. And I've got to say, some of the stuff, put it this way, you read it and you get diabetes. It's that sickly stuff.
Really?
It's you wouldn't think when this guy, you would not think.
No, it would be the first person I'd pick.
You wouldn't think it was in him.
Wow.
You wouldn't.
Really?
Yeah. So we're just holding it, Fletch and I, and we're going to produce it on the show sometime. Yeah.
Paul Kent?
Yeah, no, definitely like
No.
Canty.
Well, I don't know too many of the boys. I did have a chuckle at I caught Joshy Schuster walking out of the Academy of Excellence on Valentine's Day with a big bouquet of flowers.
Oh, bless him.
And
saw
I
you
filmed
post that.
him. I filmed him naturally, as you do, try to embarrass people publicly. And I put it up on Instagram. But he was someone that I didn't expect Shuey.
Yeah. Did
to
Soobs
put it up.
enjoy the flowers?
Siebes did. So did Flano. It's good to see you back.
Yeah.
It is. What about you, Jack?
Yeah, there was a few of our boys because we trained on Valentine's Day last week. So we had a late start, so a few boys are there with their partners in the morning. But then obviously a bit early, all the young fellas come in. We all got together actually. All the singles got together and we held strong together. We made like a bit of a pact that we'd stay close with one another during the day. A few outliers that were looking quite lonely. Christian Mapalangi, young centre who trialled quite well. He's looking for love at the moment. And my roommate Dill Lucas, he's actually in his room at the moment. Dylan,
I wonder what he's doing in there.
Stop it.
yeah. I'm wondering what he's doing in there as well.
Looking for love, looking
But he,
straight in the mirror.
Yeah, he looked quite lonely Valentine's Day. So shout out to any of our listeners, Dylan. If anyone's out there, shoot him a message, a private message, or even just share it on social media. He's looking for love.
Do you remember, boys, when you were little, I used to write you a card and give you a chocolate and leave it on your bed when you came home from school for Valentine's
I don't
Day?
remember that, no.
Little red heart chocolate.
That seems like an
Yeah.
inappropriate thing to do.
No, because I love you.
Yeah.
You are the loves of my life.
I believe.
What did you leave in our bed for Valentine's Day, Cobber?
I'm just trying to think. Maybe a barbecue chicken.
You know what I did, talking about Valentine's Day, you know what I did yesterday? Someone was talking about when, we've had a heap of birthdays in February, the last week at Manly, and I decided to take it upon myself to go back 9 months and see what their parents were doing 9 months before that, like to see why they would have been fornicating then. And I found out it was actually pretty well 9 months to the day, it was Mother's Day.
Really?
So Brad Parker was one of them. DCE was another. So a lot of lovemaking going on Mother's Day, which I found interesting.
I was going to say, what did Dom Young do? But of course, he was with Nick Politis on Valentine's Day. I'll tell you what we enjoyed last week. Trish and I we did musical theatre. I love musical theatre. We went and saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
It was outstanding.
Matt's cottoned on to my game where he gives me what he wants. So he wanted to go and see Rocky Horror, so he bought us tickets for Christmas. That was my Christmas gift.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Last year it was the vibrator, and now it's like those big double enders. We're like cat, dog.
Why does that sound like
Cat Dog was one of the
gone?
great ones.
It was a wonderful cartoon. But Jason Donovan, for people out there,
Oh, he was very good.
he was awesome. I loved when Joey turned up in costume, dressed as Riff Raff. What about Joey just how uncomfortable he is just in the company of strangers? Because I was chatting to some people there. I went up to these few people and said, "Hey, can I just ask you something? Is that Jason Donovan?" Because we thought it was a stand-in originally because the makeup is so good. And they said, "No, it's him." And we were chatting about it. And I was so enthusiastic at half time. I said, "This is so good." And Joey was literally backing away.
He was. He was. Actually, upon reflection, I think what made him most uncomfortable was the fact of you engaging with the strangers. I think that's what he found uncomfortable.
Yeah, Dad
more
goes
so
out of
than
his
the
way.
strangers. Yeah, I think it was your interaction with them that made him uncomfortable. Now that I think about it, because he literally was like he couldn't get close enough to me. He's like, can't bear it.
What
And I was like,
was your favourite song?
the Eddie.
Oh, Hop and Tootie.
Yeah,
yeah,
Hop and
the
Tootie.
Meatloaf song.
Yeah.
I really like Science Fiction Double Feature.
Yeah, it's
Right
a
at the
good
top.
song too.
It's just, it was so good. I'm actually going to go next week.
Good luck.
A lot of the guys at SEN spoke to Dannon Camp and Benny Hogarth and Andrew Webster.
gonna go with the
and I
boys?
said, boys,
Yeah,
I'm going to
nice.
take you. I'm going to take you to Rocky Horror.
Oh,
Of
that'll
course,
be
they'll
awesome.
be paying. Right? I don't want to.
When I say I'm taking you,
Of course.
Yeah.
doesn't mean I'm paying.
Just to spill on from that before we take a break, we spoke about it talking about the radio show. Worst place for a first date, like Jacko, you're the sort of secret squirrel going on dates that we don't know about. Where in Europe, where's
Tells
the
us
worst
nothing.
place for a first date?
Macca's.
True.
Yeah, that's
And yet,
And yet, what? It's delicious.
it is.
And yet, that would impress me.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah.
What are you? What are you? Coos?
I wrote down the boxing or the footy. I just thought,
Oh.
particularly the boxing or like one of those things where there's blood and a lot of sweat. I feel like that would, obviously, you want to end a date with either a kiss or a love make.
Oh,
I would think that would sort of
Ruin
What are you
that?
laughing at?
I just thought of something. I'm not
Well,
going to
share.
say it. I'll say it.
well, you're going to have to tell us now.
that. There's no way. It can't be that good. Is it? Go on.
I'm going to water it down for
Yeah,
what I
no,
was
just tell
thinking.
us, and Gav will work his magic.
Okay. Imagine like going on a first date with a guy, Trish, and he
Oh.
takes you to the boxing, and it's just the bloodiest fight ever, and you look.
It's going to reach.
He's got to reach. That stays, Gav. That's a beaut.
That is brilliant.
Our first date, I took her to the night's presentation night because I thought I was going to clean up the awards. Anyway, I got none. She realised she was going out with the wrong brother.
Damn.
And then I took you to, it was a Robert Redford film.
No, Hoota Gurus was
was-
second
no.
date.
No, it was a Robert Redford
No, it
film.
wasn't.
Wasn't? It was
Second date was Hoota Gurus, and then it was
Sneakers.
Robert Redford
Yeah.
date.
Because
The movies.
I was a dating greenhorn, so to speak. I just didn't know so I took Trish up to Cessnock after the Hoota Gurus, and we were necking. Our mum caught us necking.
Yeah.
And so I brought Trish. Dad was like, mate, that's Bruno and Sheila. I know. Anyway, so, and then we were driving out to Newcastle, and on the way back to Newcastle from Cessnock, which people who don't know, sort of
An hour
it's,
away.
It's about 45, 50 minutes, and I'm driving thinking, okay, what do you do from here? Like this is, and I was overthinking it, and we pulled up at the front of Trish's unit, and Trish goes to hop out and said, okay, well, and I went, yeah, I suppose I will see you around.
That was
Oh
it.
my god.
And I just looked at him and
You
went,
are smooth.
okay.
Well, it worked, obviously.
Yeah. And the rest is history. Now, how did we reconnect after that? I think it was about 9 days
With what?
until I reached out again. What
Oh,
was
no.
our fourth day?
No, that was like the Wednesday and every Sunday because I worked all weekend because I just finished uni. You were at my place Sunday evening.
She
after I
always used
finished
to
work.
she
'Cause
always
I
used to
worked.
sit on the floor and make her act like I'd go, hey, and she'd go, oh, I forgot you were coming down. But she'd have makeup on and the hair done,
Totally.
Really?
lingerie on.
Oh, I did not.
You did. Yeah.
And then
No,
what-
but it
and
was
then
all very, it was very postured.
4 months later, Jack was born.
What?
No, it took. Where was Jack conceived? Was it Bowral?
I don't know.
Because Cooper's in Bali.
Yeah.
Oh, can you just
We were
stop?
Toilet.
We're drunk on Bintang. I think
Oh,
we
we
were.
were not.
We might have been drunk on Pinot Noir for Jack.
No.
I'll tell you what. On that note, on getting drunk on Pinot Noir and making love to someone, let's take a break.
Oh, my God.
Cooper's nasty review next. Welcome back. Now, if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button wherever you are listening. Now, if you want more of the podcast, we're on YouTube, people. Oh, we're hip with all the hip kids. What about this one? TikTok. Yep. Shout out to everyone there. And Instagram now. Geez, Trish, we're everywhere. Search for the Matty Johns podcast on any of these platforms to get involved.
Can we just talk about TikTok for 1 second?
Oh,
Because now that
Cooper,
we're on it,
you-
I'm only looking at it for the first time. The pimple popping and squeezing on it. Obviously, I've stopped and watched those, so it keeps shooting out more of them
Get
for
your
me.
algorithm.
Oh my God. It's like
What?
porn. It's the best. Like you can watch
Sorry.
like
I'm
an
going to show
ingrown
you
hair.
the sort of porn I watch.
Squeeze
okay?
it.
And
It's
better than
amazing. Honestly,
nipple popping.
honestly, like it's gross and I don't want to watch it, but I can't help myself. I have to watch it.
Can't believe.
It's amazing. Even cutting out someone's corn. I love that sort of stuff.
What?
I know. I'm sick.
Oh, man. Entertainment Now House, when I became a teenager around 15, 16, I didn't have to say that. I mean,
Teenager.
when I
yeah,
was
right.
about 15. When I started getting testosterone and pimples, it was like family entertainment. My sister, my brother, and my mum would just, basically my back was like, it was just entertainment. They'd just squeeze pimples. And Mum was so good. Mum would put me to sleep squeezing pimples. She was gentle. And then I met Trish. And honestly, when she squeezes a pimple, it's like,
You know about
oh,
it.
it's so
Yeah,
bad.
but it all comes out.
Yeah, but it's annoying.
And then the healing can begin.
Yeah, but you don't you
Gotta
don't
get that
have,
pus out.
That's the thing. You don't have to squeeze it that hard as quickly as you do.
Yeah, but that's because I think you're going to run away from me. I'd get in and get it.
Great segue into this. Cooper's Nasty Review. Now, this place is a Peking City, which is a restaurant. This is the review that I've read online on it. It is 1 star, this is, out of 5, obviously. And it's talking about the Peking duck that they've ordered. They said the Peking duck was so raw, it got up, jumped off the table, and bit my boyfriend on the old fella.
Where's the address of that place? That sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, but I'm not too sure if it's even in Australia. I had to Google ruthless reviews, and that was number 8 out of 10. So I'm excited to go down the list
That's
in
good.
future weeks.
Now, talking about lists, we're about to talk about pop culture for the week, but it's time for your music 10 to 1. What do you got for us?
Well, this week I've gone with top 10 musicians with one name.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm expecting some hate and a bit of feedback for our listeners because I'm sure I've left a few out, and I've gone with a pretty weird list. So
Okay.
here we go. Number 10, I've gone with your man Cobba Coolio.
Who was it?
Coolio.
Oh, Coolio. Oh, rest in peace, mate.
Coolio.
Gangster's
Yeah.
Paradise.
Number 9, I've gone with Cooper's mate Seal.
Oh, yeah.
That gets a tick from me.
He's a bit of a weird cat, wasn't he, on
Voice.
The Voice?
Seems like pretty spiritual and that. Like he seems
Oh,
really
yeah, something like
kinda
that.
out
Herbal
there.
gerbil.
Yeah.
Just be nice to
Gerbil.
people, Seal. Just be
Herbal.
nice.
Number 8, I've gone Trisha's favourite AFL Grand Final appearance, Meatloaf.
Oh, yeah.
Another one. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Meatloaf.
What is it? The one,
that's right.
One name.
well, there's one nameless.
Yeah.
Something about that.
Number 7, I've gone with Adele.
Ah,
Beautiful.
nice.
What's Adele's last name, by the way, Trish?
No
What's her
idea.
last name?
I think it's Riddell. Riddell.
Oh.
Shout out to the
she-
Riddell
is she-
family in Cessnock.
Is she related to Piggy Riddell?
Yeah, that could be. Yeah. Shout out to Piggy Riddell, by the way.
Number 6, I've gone with your favourite Latino artist, Cobba Pitbull.
Oh, I do
wow.
like Pitbull.
What a turd.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide. What an absolute turd.
What was his big song? His first big
Oh,
song.
that's
Hotel room service, maybe?
I got the hotel. That one.
Yeah,
no,
heaps.
no, there was another one before that, I think.
I'm not. There's
Okay.
plenty. There's
Okay.
a Rain Over Me. That was
They
cool.
always
one.
mix him and the other turd up, Vin Diesel.
They do look similar.
Vin Diesel could play
Different
Pitbull
industry.
in a movie. Fast, too furious.
Number 5, I've gone with Madonna.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh,
How's-
dear.
How's Madonna going? Right, we're going to have that conversation. I mean, God, like a virgin, touched for the very first time. Back in the day, Trish.
Yes.
What amazing sex symbol. But she's just I mean, do you reckon she's had any work?
They've just put something into her face. I have no idea what it is, and it's a real shame.
Do you remember Guy Ritchie? She hammered Guy Ritchie when they were married. He goes, "Oh my God, cuddling up to Madonna's like cuddling gristle."
Oh my God.
She was very muscular. She was
Yeah.
one of the first of those extremely muscly, ripped women.
Now
Back in
she's
the
just
80s.
ripped off her head all the time. Sorry, Jack. Continue the list, my man.
Number 4, Eminem.
Yep. I like that.
Marshall Mathers, Eminem. And number 3, I've gone with Prince.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Still, and then
Rest easy, old mate.
mate, a single name wasn't enough. He changed to symbol.
That's right.
Yeah.
What could number 2 and number 1
Oh,
possibly
well,
be?
you wait for
I'm
this.
so excited.
Number 2 is Beyonce.
Oh,
good
Queen
one.
Bee.
What is her name, Beyonce? Does anyone know?
Her sister's name is Solange. It has been said. Do you know?
Why are you stating
Knowles.
your sister's name?
Knowles. And
Knowles.
Is it Beyonce Knowles?
Yes, I believe so.
Who was your favourite? Kelly Clark. What's Kelly Clarkson doing?
Pardon?
What's her name?
No, Kelly.
Clark-
No, you're talking about Kelly that was in
Yeah, Roland.
Destiny's Child.
Kelly Rowland.
Yeah, I really liked
I
her.
know who it was, but what's Kelly Clarkson doing, eh?
She was
And
actually
number
my
one,
favourite, Kelly.
Cobber, number 1 is Bono.
Bono.
Oh, Bono Vox.
Yeah, but has he ever released anything on his own?
Yes, he
Or it's
did.
always been you two?
The list was musicians, Trish.
Oh, okay.
He and Pavarotti had a song that came out once called Miss Sarajevo.
Oh,
Very good.
yeah.
You know what his real name is? Paul Hewson. That's his name.
Paul-
Hello, guys. My name's Paul Hewson.
I think Sting's very hard done by.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
He's
there's
touring.
a list of those who didn't make the list but were on the borderline. One was Sting, one was Slash.
Yeah.
I had Drake, Nelly. I think Drake was pretty hard done by. I'm
Yeah.
expecting that from people.
Yeah.
And my man Moby.
Oh, little Moby.
Play.
Bring him back.
Yeah.
Wow,
Do you
Moby Dick.
Do you want to hear a Bono story? Do you remember when Maccabi Diva won its 3rd Melbourne Cup in a row and Lee Friedman was on the course and someone goes, mate, someone wants to talk to you. And it was Bono, who's a race horse enthusiast, rang him to congratulate him. Well, when I was at Triple M, we thought it'd be funny one day that I would ring Lee Friedman again, pretending to be Bono calling. So I ring him and he goes, like, he's pretty grumpy, Lee Friedman. He goes, yep, who is it? And I go, hello, Lee. Good to talk to you again. It's Paul Hewson. And he goes, I don't know any Paul Hewson. I went, no, it's Bono. How are you? He
That's
goes,
the worst accent.
well, it was because he
hung
goes,
up.
no, who the is this? We'll take a break and be back to talk about, a person who has joined the Fox Sports family. Yes, welcome back to the podcast. If you want more of the podcast, we're on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram right now. Search for the Matty Johns podcast on any of those platforms to get involved, people. We want your feedback. Now, boys and Trisha, Tom Brady, we know he's just retired from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
He signed a deal with Fox Sports. Welcome to the family, mate. Look, it's not Matty John's money. It's 10 years, $375 million.
Is that all?
Good start. Good start.
Good start.
I know.
You may need to go and renegotiate, mate.
Will you still be highest paid?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
absolutely. I think it goes myself,
Buzz.
Fletch, Buzz, Hindy, and then Sweet Tom. By the way, is Giselle back?
No.
No,
She's over enjoying Carnival in Brazil at the moment in Rio.
Is she?
wow.
Yes.
Has she got a new bloke?
Not that we've seen.
She does.
Has she?
Yeah, I think so.
God. She's
One
going.
one of the boys. One
of your mates.
boys.
Giselle's going out with the gazelle.
Where's the gazelle been?
We're talking about touched on Super Bowl there. Just quickly, Joker 2, Jack. Joker 2. When is that expected out? So it's Joaquin Phoenix. Who else is there?
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, they just put. I think they've just started production, and they just put up a photo of them two filming a scene together. So that'll be pretty.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Pretty bizarre. I didn't expect a sequel this soon, but yeah.
I'll make a prediction. I reckon I'll break all the records.
I think
I hope so.
it's quite possible. Yeah.
I've said it first.
It's hard to say what kind of record you're talking about, Cobble, because I don't think it's going to make 2.7 million like the last Marvel movie did.
Yeah, maybe. I'll tell you, on that note, on pop culture, just talking about turds. Harry Styles, right?
Yeah.
Hey.
Harry Styles in the country did a shoey to try to be, mate, I'm an everywhere man. He had water in it. Mate,
Coward.
Seriously.
Oh, come on.
Mate.
Leave him alone. I'm going to see him in a
But
couple
don't
of
do a
weeks.
shoey.
He's just, man.
I've got a few things.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan donated $10 million to Make-A-Wish Foundation this week for his 60th birthday.
That is awesome.
That's pretty
Even though
awesome.
He's worth about $6 billion. That's fine.
Yeah, well, it doesn't need to be proportionate.
Yeah, sure.
And incidentally, I accidentally watched Space Jam: A New Legacy this week with LeBron James
Not
in
that
it.
great.
I didn't mind it.
No, it's not. It's nowhere near the Michael Jordan one though.
Oh, I haven't actually
Michael
seen
Jordan
that one.
one's awesome.
It's unreal.
Michael B. Jordan was in it. Zendaya, a rapping pig.
Don Cheadle.
Lot to like about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Trish.
And
yeah,
can-
got 1% in Rotten Tomatoes. Who knows who its target audience is.
And who's Bad Bunny?
I don't know.
Yeah. But you're the one who watched it.
Bugs Bunny.
No, different topic. Kendall Jenner and Bad Bunny were allegedly spotted kissing in an LA nightclub this
Honestly,
week.
Who hasn't kissed Kendall Jenner? Like, I'm filthy, went over there and didn't get a
kiss.
Yeah.
You might have been more Chris's type.
Now-
And I've got one more.
Okay.
What about Tiger Woods having to apologise for handing over the golfer Justin Thomas a tampon during a PGA tournament?
Yeah, I know. Handed a tampon.
Yeah, as a joke, as a prank.
Mm.
And he had to apologise. Oh, yeah.
I
Gotten
didn't
all
see-
sorts of backlash.
Have you guys been watching that Full Swing documentary on Netflix?
No.
We just finished it here at our place. It's been just been released a couple of weeks ago, and it's in the top 10 in Australia TV series. It's unreal. So they basically send, it's an eight episode series where they send a camera crew and they pretty much hang with different members of the PGA Tour. Mate, it's unreal. Like, I'm not even a golf fan, but it's very good to watch, actually. Like, the insight to the pressure and what they deal with day in, day out as professional golfers. It's pretty cool.
It is so good. Like the racing one, the Formula One one is so good because it's launched Formula One in America. They're saying, we'll set it to the next stratosphere or the stratosphere. Don't think there's a next stratosphere.
Yeah, the next stratosphere.
Yeah. If there is another one, it's gone there, and the next one after that, because it's humanised the sport.
Yeah.
It's not just about rich owners and
Oh, wow.
you know, and fast cars. It's humanised it. Guys, it's time. It's a new segment called What's on Matt's Goat. And, of course, people don't realise, but we've got our little Angora goat out the back, Mr. Horny. And so this is what's on my goat this week. These geese wanted to cancel everything. The latest is rewriting Roald Dahl books. Now, an example is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The Oompa Loompas, they said now they're gender neutral. Augustus Bloom. Do you remember they don't use the word fat? They're saying he's enormous, which I think, in my opinion, is worse. There was a line in there where he was, I know, he's an enormous fat person. And there's a line in there where he uses some words along the line of he was scared pale. They've changed that because they said it's insinuating a racist term. You're going, like, seriously. The other one was Tom Jones's Delilah. The woke want that cancelled. And they used to sing it, they sing it at Welsh rugby games, and the Welsh rugby reacted to the woke and said the fans aren't allowed to sing it. They sung it anyway. They sung it all through the game in defiance. This one really irritates me. One of, I think, the great humans of all time, David Bowie, had the song China Girl. They believe, there's people out there saying they believe that it shows that David Bowie was racist.
Which is ridiculous.
They said it's racial stereotypes. David Bowie was married to a woman of colour. One of his best mates is the great Nile Rodgers. Like, you people, I'll just say this, you people are no better than fascist book burners. That's what you are. Okay?
Hey,
go
Cobber.
back to your miserable lives. Sorry, mate.
Back
Just jump in
on
anytime
the
you're ready.
Roald Dahl book.
Yeah.
Back on the Roald Dahl books. He's passed away now, isn't he? He'd be,
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how would you rather, if you read a series of books and then after you'd passed away, people had come out and decided to change the way it was written, would you just rather it go out of fashion than for someone that you have no idea who it is change what's been written?
Well, this is the thing, Jack. Like, if it's that bad, just don't buy it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Don't destroy it. Like, 'cause, like,
His
you
life's-
get people
yeah.
like, you know,
It's like rewriting a history book.
It's exactly what it's doing. Like, it now, if you're going to try to cancel or change that Oompa Loompas to make them gender neutral, Augustus Bloom, he was fat, now you got to change that. Scared pale, can't do that. Then, and there's a bit in there where they say short, they've made them change that. You're going, okay, if you're going to do that, then I reckon you're changing 99% of books.
Yeah.
But if those words are deemed offensive or inappropriate,
So you can't-
like, what have we
Aren't they just
come to?
Aren't they just adjectives? Aren't they just descriptive words of saying how tall someone is? Short,
my-
fat. Like, I don't understand
Well, they
how
are
that's offensive.
adjectives.
And I think in the modern world now, everyone is more open. Like there's different body types and stuff like that. Like there's far less of that. Like
How else do you describe someone? if
Yeah,
not-
it's like with you guys, like she is annoying, he is short, and he has a big nose. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like all those things.
and
Like-
he is
an asshole.
and he is not funny, and he is constantly distracted, and he is a whinger, and he is constantly eating.
Go one more.
One more.
One more.
I don't want to punch below the belt.
He's
I'm doing a pretty
handsome.
good job at the moment. Okay, he is handsome.
Keep
Trish,
it.
we're getting to the point here.
Keep
You
it.
got some feedback?
I have. Okay. Simon let us know that in case you were planning on going to the Hellfire Club, it closed a few years ago.
Oh, rest in peace, old mate.
Bloody COVID. And quite a few people sent me footage of a Brisbane player signing some kids forward.
Yeah.
You did
Cooper?
that last week.
Join the
It's
club.
become
I
a
also
thing.
signed a kids forward at a school visit yesterday,
Oh.
and the teacher proceeded to spray the child right in front of me and made him wash it off.
Oh.
What was the old school like? Sacred Heart at Mona Vale.
It was good. It was good.
Was it the Return of the King?
Not really. Not what I expected it to be. I sort of rolled through there thinking, people would be running up to me, but they weren't. There weren't many teachers there that I remember.
Oh, it all changed.
Were there any?
Oh, there was a couple. There was one that come up.
Mrs.
said, "G'day."
Russell?
No, Mrs. Russell wasn't there. She came up and said g'day to the parents, and I just pretended like I knew her. I had no idea who she was.
Oh, Cooper.
To be
And I
honest, she
did,
didn't know
but you
who
know
you
that
were.
it was at that point where you can't be bothered. Like, not that you can't be bothered, but it's almost rude to ask what her name is again.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
just
yeah,
pretended
yeah.
like I knew.
Yeah,
We
just
were
had to play
walking
along.
We were walking on the golf course the other day. Anyway, this nice young couple come past, drinking beer on the golf course. If you're out there listening,
They were
disgusting.
actually. I did notice that in coolers.
She had a bit of a shine on. Disgusting. Anyway, we were chatting, and she said, "I'm from Scone," and I said, "Oh yeah, I'm from the Hunter Valley," and she said, "Oh yeah, I said, but I went to school." She goes, "Oh, where?" I said, "Cessnock." She went, "Cessnock," and I went, "Scone." Right. And,
pretty even,
And I
those
said,
two.
"Look, I went to high school at Maitland. We didn't have a high school at Cessnock." And she goes, "Oh, my dad taught at a high school in Maitland." And I went, "Oh yeah, which one?" I said, "I went to Maitland Morris Brothers." She goes, "Yeah, he taught there." I said, "What was his name?" She goes, "Mr. Piper." And I knew Mr. Piper. And she was talking to all the teachers. And she goes, "Oh, okay." This is like, I don't want to sound this egotistical, right? And I'm going, "Yep, well, you just say that you run into me and I pass on the best." And she goes, "Okay, what's your name?" Right? And I thought to myself, well, you obviously don't have fox balls, right? Shame on you, okay?
Oh, okay. My last bit of feedback, and this is going to be quite insightful for our listeners and for you boys as well, Jack and Cooper. So one of the reasons that Matt doesn't go to your games is that he gets himself in quite a state. He doesn't like anyone to talk to him during it. He gets on edge, gets all antsy-pantsy.
Yeah,
So,
I knew that.
Yeah. Well, Matt, you owe listener Bailey an apology because he was trying to talk to you the other night and you didn't say g'day.
Can I just say something? Bailey's been in touch with you before. I think
No, he hasn't.
Bailey's got a fertile imagination. I'll say that. But it's a handy thing to have. I do not brush people. What it was, I might have been so focused on the game I didn't hear him, but I do not brush
Well,
people.
can
that
you
is
just send out an authentic apology to him, please?
Well, Andrew Johns was there the other night as well. It could have easily been him.
You know what? That's more likely.
No, because he said, but you were lovely, Trish.
Well,
That's what he said.
Bailey, you've just undermined your argument there. That is just a complete lie. Because Trish was absolutely legless. And looked over once, and you were talking to Tyron Wishart's sister, who
Riley?
is the partner of
Reuben
Cotter,
Garrick.
Reuben Garrick, and you were slurring, and she was just rolling her eyes, and I was sort of behind going, "Sorry."
People like,
She looks like a nice girl.
she seems like
She
a very
is a
nice
nice
girl.
girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice girl.
Right, anyway, my tip for this week for people, I get asked sometimes about fitness tips and things like that. There is if you get online, there is a push-up challenge, push Sally up, push Sally down, just type it in. People get around, the most you can go is 3 minutes. Fletch and I have done all the NRL players, or a lot of the NRL players. You'll see it on the Thursday night show, but get involved. I did 2 minutes 20. right? So,
Are they halfies?
hey, no, mate, they're full ones.
Because
righto?
I've seen you down there in the gym doing the Harvey Normans.
Well, there was a person watching form. They were full
You're one of
ones.
the great halfies, Cobber. Your chin reps are like it's like dead set a baboon swinging.
Oh.
Okay.
He's a
Did you ever
crossfitter.
think that your children would be just berating you?
Well, Trish got
Like
the
this.
sooks last week and said, I think you pick on me with the podcast. Obviously, you guys have
No.
conspired because it's Pick on Legend Day.
You know
I
what?
know you're down on me for
It's-
getting drunk last week.
It's
and
good.
doing-
It's good to see you back, and you've overcompensated this podcast to make up for last
Do you
week.
think?
So I reckon he's
I thought his performance was a little weak.
Well, I mean, he's offered a lot. He's
okay.
given a lot. He's allowed us to sit back after sort of picking up the slack for him last week.
I've been overbearing.
Are you sharing with our listeners what you're doing at the moment? 75 days?
No, I don't want to do that.
No pressure on yourself?
No, I
till
want you
next
to be accountable, Cobber.
Yeah, I agree. You need to be accountable.
Oh, because
What are you
I
doing
just
for the
don't
next
want to-
75
I
days?
just-
Well, actually, for the next 70.
I don't. My thing about it is, you don't want people picking up and writing, "Oh, mate, on a fitness craze." Because there's nothing like that.
No.
People, I'll tell you what it was. I basically drunk my way across America and ate my way across America. I come back, I looked like Augustus Bloom, not fat, just enormous, and I was so disappointed in myself last week. I just went, "Oh my God, I've lost all the respect in my children's eyes."
And your wives.
I never had it,
and
really,
producers.
to be honest. So I've decided I'm doing a thing called 75 Hard, which is you don't drink for 75 days. You've got to pick a diet and stick to it. You've got to train twice a day, one of them outdoors. Both of them got to be 45 minutes. Got to take a photo of yourself every day. That's not a stretch. I do that numerous times with me, my selfies.
Do you have to?
And you've got to drink 4 litres of water. That's about it, Dave. Yep.
And,
so,
one
at any
more thing. Read 10 pages of non-fiction a day.
non-fiction every day. So at any point you can get up to day 70, and if you don't do it, you got to start again.
Wow.
So just a shout out to our listeners, if you do see Cobber
Yeah.
down there at any pub across Australia, please send us, shame him.
Yes.
Shame him on
Yeah,
social media.
Because he'll have to go back to day one. And that also includes eating any white,
Yeah.
unrefined, white refined.
And did we clarify?
Carb.
Did we clarify lovemaking or?
What,
Any-
as exercise for 45 minutes?
Well, no. Is it 75 days of no like any sort of?
Let
No,
me
it
just
just
talk
those
about the
limitations,
lovemaking.
mate.
Okay.
When you're over 50, you don't need sex, you just need glasses. Okay. On that note, guys, have a good week. We'll speak to you next week.
See ya.
Is it